Welcome, everybody, to Sales Unscripted Podcast. My name is Brian Neal.
And I'm Margaret Henney.
And we are standing like this on purpose.
Okay, this is what I'm actually
We're both standing on the ground. Now, Margaret, hey, let me take my shoes off.
Yeah, I don't have shoes on because I don't wear shoes.
So this is our on-the-ground, no shoes.
This is...
Velcro
okay.
wires to me. This is our...
You have to be watching the video, by the way. For all of our audio listeners, you will see that there is a significant height difference between us.
But not totally back to back, just like stand like that way.
Okay, we'll look at it afterwards and see what it's like. What's it look like?
Okay, it'll look taller.
Okay.
So, and now we're going to go.
But this is how we typically do.
Yeah. So I'll put my shoes on.
And so
the magic of television.
It surprised the hell out of me because I wasn't standing on my blocks, and I was like, "Oh yeah."
You don't see yourself. You had your boots on, and you stood at the blocks. You're way taller.
Yeah.
And you said you don't feel that short. I'm not that tall.
Yeah.
But when it's part of the deal.
I'm 5'6". That's
Are
like
you,
a very normal.
Are you?
Yes. I'm telling you, we've had this discussion.
People shrink when they get older.
Whoa.
I didn't say you're easier. Oh my gosh, you break the mic.
I'm sorry. I'm sensitive because I'm
sorry. I didn't know that. I apologize.
No.
That was
not. You.
That didn't come out the way I meant it to.
No, it's okay.
It's like from the. I mean, each A you get to a point where your spine gets compressed.
But it's just funny because I think of it as being grandmas who are like shriveled.
Yeah, my grandma was. My grandma was scoliosis.
Well,
Grandma Beatrice. What were your grandparents' names?
I love the name.
Isn't it great?
Beatrice. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Okay, Harry and Jeanette.
Yes, that's good.
And then Reva and Harold.
Reva. That's cool.
Reva, I know.
My grandparents were Beatrice and Oscar. Very
Great
1920s.
Names. Oh my God.
And Fred and Dorothy. Isn't that such a
You know how I feel about Freds.
It's
I
the
love
best.
Freds.
Of course,
it's my
I can
dad's
like
name.
a Fred. We love Fred.
Those are amazing grandparent
unfortunately, you're not in this boat because you have a historical, classical name, Margaret, and then you have Marge, Madge, Marg, all the things.
Exactly.
My name is awful. It's
name's not awful.
Everybody's named Brian.
God.
Ask my daughter. She's like, Dad, everybody's dad's name is Brian. So just like Oscar and Fred are grandpa names.
Yes.
Guess what?
One
in
day,
5 years,
it'll be like
and
all the
go forward,
Bryans.
all the Brian. Grandpa Brian. It's gonna be Grandpa Brian.
Oh my God,
Terrible.
Grandpa Brian sounds hilarious.
It's awful, isn't it? It's awful. But I'm not there yet, as far as I know. It's good. Let's keep it that way.
That's so funny.
Anywho,
listen.
Yeah, tell me.
Oh well, okay. I was going to tell you about this podcast that I love. I don't know. I asked, do you know Bill Simmons? And
I
don't know
Bill
Simmons.
Who Bill Simmons is. No.
Look him up.
Okay.
Derek is obsessed with him. He's talked to him about me him.
Derek's your husband.
Derek's my husband. Yeah.
Right.
He's talked to me about Bill forever, and I'm like, okay, cool, Bill, because he's kind of a sports guy, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Finally, he was like, I think you should check out this other podcast he has called The Rewatchables, where he and his buddies go back and watch movies, and they kind of break it down and see how rewatchable it actually is. I am burning my way through this podcast.
Serious?
Like,
that good,
loving it. I am loving it. It is so funny to me, and I really am aligned with some of their assessments, which I love.
Now
because they'll have like hot takes. Will be like hot take, or they'll be like, who like recasting? Who else could have played this? And they do.
It's a fun job.
Oh my God, you would love it.
What's one of your favorite, like, do you remember any of the hot takes or something, or a recast? Like, oh, that's so perfect. Like anything. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit.
Well, one of them that they talked about. So right now I'm listening to the one about Primal Fear, and I loved Primal Fear.
Saw it.
Oh
never
my God.
I'm not a movie guy. Haven't we talked about this?
No, I didn't know this.
No, I don't. And I know like a bazillion lines from all of the 80s movies and some 70s movies and stuff, and then a few like classic 90 things. But I just don't. I'm not a movie guy. You know why?
Why?
If I go to a sporting event and a high school basketball game, I pay my money, I can look around, I can sit, I can move around, I go to the bathroom. If the game's a blowout, I leave. I don't feel like I've wasted my money. If you go to a movie, you're stuck.
Sitting.
And if the movie sucks, yes, you could walk out, but then you just wasted $1,000 because movies are so expensive. Well, it just is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
I
money.
don't think I've ever walked out of a movie.
I have. One.
Which one?
Michael. Remember Michael?
With the one with the wings?
With John Travolta was
so
an angel.
bad.
It was so weird. My ex-wife and I,
so
we were
bad.
dating at the time. We're like laughing at how bad it was. I'm like, this is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life.
I know. Andy McDowell's in that, and I like
Andy
McDowell.
I love Andy McDowell. John Travolta. I mean, give me a break.
He's so bad in it.
It's so the whole thing is bad.
So bad.
No, the movie's
script
terrible.
Is bad.
It's terrible.
It's not
You're
good.
like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Anyway.
Bill
I recommend
Simmons.
it for other people if you're
Bill Simmons?
into it. Yes, Bill Simmons is the
Simmons.
dude's name, and he's got his buddies on there too. It's called The Rewatchables. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
I love it.
Obsessed.
Rewatchables.
Obsessed.
Yeah, I will give it a shot. No promises.
Okay, totally fine.
On a plane ride, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, you had a sales kind of summit thing. We want to
We
talk
did.
about what you learned at the sales summit. Make some commentary.
Yes.
Fully
okay.
unscripted.
I thought this was such a great idea. So we did this just last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, with our entire sales team, kind of like the kickoff to the year, right?
Yep.
And getting some new energy and excitement around it. And to do this, we had every single AE get up and basically do like a presentation for kind of their personal business plan, where they first said what their goal is, what's their quarterly goal, dollars that they want to meet, right?
Yep.
And then after that, they're talking about how are they going to get there? And it's not just like, I need to build my pipeline, but like, how are you going to do that? And it was so cool because some of our more junior AEs got to see our senior people and be like, how are you guys building your book of business right now? How do you think about attacking deals?
Yes.
And you could see these like light bulbs going off for people. And
Yes.
it just... sharing some of that really helpful knowledge that sometimes you don't get unless you're one-on-one with them, and that time can be really hard to get.
Yes.
That was really cool for them to kind of see the playbook and share their ideas. And then they also talked about, okay, what are some challenges that could get in your way? What do you need from the team? And so for me, as you know, marketing, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what can I do to help you guys?
Yeah.
I was so proud of the team because only one person, I won't call them out, only one person said, I need more leads.
Really?
Yes.
Was it a he or she? Or they?
It was a he.
Okay, so we're not calling him out.
It was
but
he.
We've
Yeah.
got it narrowed down 50%.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. That's not true anymore, is it?
No.
Because some people are theys.
But
Anyway,
I was
that's
like,
awesome.
and I kind of laughed at it because I was like, okay, yeah,
Of
I
course
know,
you
I
do.
get it. You need more leads. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best. Don't worry. But everyone was
great.
more just kind of focused on like really like tactical things. Like something that we have needed that we don't really have is like a great battle card. Are you
what is that?
familiar
No,
with
what's
a
a
battle
battle card? Tell
Okay,
me.
I wasn't either. So I'm glad. I felt kind of like a dumbass.
No.
So a battle card is, I guess, like where next you and like your maybe top competitors, it's like a cheat sheet of how you stack up, not necessarily like feature wise or like whatever, but it's just like, you know, feeling confident in talking about how you're different, maybe how they're different or better in some ways, how we're different and better in some ways, and just feeling like you've got the whole like picture right there.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, cool. I can dig that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then they also talked about big deals that are in the pipeline.
Good deal.
Right?
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
So I love that. So here's what I love about. Can I comment on what I love about it so much?
This is why we're doing it, baby.
The first thing I love about that is the account. If you have to present to your team, then you have to do the exercise. Period. Case closed.
Totally.
And so many companies, the person stands up, the leader or the sales enablement person, and says, okay, everybody's going to do their business plan, and then that's it. You don't see them, or you don't have another person see them. So to present them is phenomenal. I love the idea sharing. That's my number 2 love here that I hear and steal from people. I love that. I love that it's multifunctional. So the marketing team's in there, right? And maybe some product people.
Sales
could be in
ops
there.
is in there too. Like a bunch of us. So we're hearing all of it.
Bravo. Here are a couple clarifying questions. And by the way, plug in the Blind Zebra sales operating system, there's a whole segment on personal business planning. So we have a template already built.
Love it.
So you don't have to worry about putting it together and what's in there. We've already got it built for you. We actually already have the accountability mechanism, which is where I'm going next.
Oh, great.
This would be the add-on. Did you employ an accountability process with those plans where people get in our world, the BZ sales operating system, we get in triads, groups of 3, and we have a meeting on the last Friday of every month, and we review those plans, and we say one of 6 things: hit or miss, on track or off track, or done or not done.
Okay.
Did that come from this meeting?
No.
Okay,
but
perfect.
I love that.
That's what we're going to do then,
I think the only accountability that we talked about is like, okay, at the end of the quarter, we're going to take a look and see, you know, obviously, did you hit your numbers? Did you do these things? Did the rest of the team step up to support you in these ways? But by that time, it's sort of like that ship has sailed.
100%. That's the problem. This is what people do.
Okay,
They'll
good
go,
call.
okay, let's review. Okay, we did our plans in January. Okay, it's April 2nd.
Light that
How'd
on
we
fire.
do? Well, like hell, what I should have known how I was going to do by watching my behavior and the to-dos along the way.
Yeah.
You could even amp that up to a bi-weekly accountability meeting. And all you're doing is checking in with a small group of 2 other people, 3 people.
Totally.
And I'm just saying, hey, I said I was going to, reach out to 8 people a week, and I did 8, so I hit it. Or goal was 8, I did 7, I missed.
Okay, that is like, let me give a little analogy here. Imagine you want to like lose weight, and you weigh yourself at the beginning of a quarter.
Yes.
And you're like, this is what I weigh. You don't weigh yourself the whole rest of those 3 months. At the end of 3 months, you weigh yourself, and you're like, well, shit, I could have really
totally
benefited from knowing, am I on track? Am I motivated by that? Am I off track? Like, okay, cool, I love it.
And let's do the same thing. That's you and I want to trim down, right? Want to lose some weight.
Yeah.
So we both say, okay, I want to lose, you say I want to lose 2 pounds in 3 months. I say I want to lose 20. And we high five, and we don't talk again.
Yeah.
We don't weigh in. We don't measuring our calories together.
Right.
Versus me saying, okay, we're going to both do this together. And at the end of every Friday, we're going to get together and say, did I hit my 3 cardio workouts for 30 minutes? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you're going to tell me. That's when the shit really, really takes off.
Tell me again the things that you say, like done or not done, because I love
6
these.
things. Ready?
Okay.
Hit or miss. Done or not done. On track or off track. I'll explain the difference.
Yeah, tell me. Okay.
Hit or miss is an outcome-based goal.
Okay.
It's an external goal. Make sense? So hit or miss means I wanted to have 10 sales meetings in January.
Okay.
I had 11 hit.
Okay.
That's all it
Okay.
is,
Okay. Got it.
Goal was 10. I had 8 miss. Here's what people do. We're accountability partners. You have to be strict with this language. We go, see, my goal, my meetings goal was 10. I had 8, but we had the holiday break and the sales meeting. So, I mean, it was close, but, pretty good there. And you're like, oh, yeah, pretty good. No.
Just call it what it is.
Miss. You missed.
Just
period.
call it what it is.
Doesn't matter why.
That's
It gets
okay.
you comfortable
in
just owning the outcome. So that's hit or miss.
Okay.
Done or not done is typically a behavioral thing.
Totally.
I was going to do 3 workouts, 30 minutes of cardio each. I did it, done. I did that. It's done.
Yeah.
I did the thing.
Totally.
Versus the
So
outcome,
you've got the control.
behavioral. Yep.
Okay.
That's a done or not done.
Sweet.
And the on track or off track is for project-based people. A lot of marketing people in this camp, right?
Yes.
So we're either on track, meaning we wanted to have the inbound referral process built by April 1st, and we are on track. That'll be with some milestones, kind of.
Right. So we would look at,
plan.
hey, we are tracking for X number of inbound leads. We have this many right now. We're on track or off track to meet whatever that number goal is. Okay.
Or if you're putting together a new segment of your website and you wanted to have the version 1.0 to show the group by January 31st, you would say on track, we're ready to show you version 1.0.
Oh,
That's
I
on
like
track or off track.
Okay.
It's the discipline to those words that's the important part. No spin. No, well, yeah, but none of that shit. Like, well, it's holiday week. I was traveling a bunch, so I didn't get that one done. Cops close, but, and everyone's like, yeah, it's okay. Like, no, you fucking missed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember one time, so we live in Indianapolis. And the Colts are the NFL team that lives here, too.
They are.
And I don't know if you remember this, but Peyton Manning basically broke his neck.
I don't remember
Okay,
this.
so he's out for the year.
Okay.
And I think the team finished 3-13, or it was terrible, right? It was hard, whatever. But the point is, if you went over and listened to them, the goal didn't change. The goal was to win the Super Bowl. Period.
Right.
Doesn't matter. The goal didn't change. Like, well, now we don't have Peyton, so we'll just have some fun this year.
You know
just
what?
chill
That
out.
is really
the goal
true,
didn't change.
right? Where you're just still like, hey, we're still
Gotta figure this out.
okay. Same. Who's the guy for the Pacers who I am in? Halliburton. Oh my God, I really love Halliburton.
Do you know this?
He lives across the street from you, doesn't he? Oh, sorry. I mean, wherever you live, wherever that might be, no one should know. Okay, listen.
I'll text him now and see if he takes trash cans in or not.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Oh my God, here's why.
You have a type, don't you?
I'm gonna go. I do have a type.
You guys
Guilty as charged.
Google Derek and Google Tyrese Halliburton and tell me Margaret doesn't have a type.
I know, but he is like he is so adorable.
It's just like your husband. I
And
know it's the same drill.
Here's what I also love about him, though.
Yes.
I have something in my eyeball.
I can
get
tell.
It out.
Did
Sorry.
you get it? Did you say eyeball?
Eyeball in my
Do you
eyeball.
always say eyeball? My wife says that.
In my eye.
You don't say eye?
In
I
my
always say
eyeball.
eye.
I guess in my eyeball.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm
You
just
sure?
gonna mess with it, but it's fine. Okay.
I don't know how to do like a Heimlich or anything like that.
No. And also, I hate when people are like, "Let me see." I'm like, "No. What are you gonna do?
Exactly
Touch it?
right.
I'm gonna let you touch my
well,
eyeball."
what people do is they go, "Hang on, let me see." Oh yeah. You do.
Yeah.
You do have
Better
something
go to
in
the
your
bathroom,
eye. Like,
get it
okay,
out.
thanks. And then everyone's got a remedy, don't they?
And you're like,
now, what you need to go downstairs, put a little lukewarm water, a little cold hot, just splash it in there. Keep your eyes open when you're splashing. That's
your
easy to do.
eyelashes
Totally.
out
Oh,
and just
here's what you do.
blink,
Just
blink.
pull your eyelid, put it over the bottom one. That's real easy.
It's
No problem.
disgusting. Okay. Real quick
Anywho,
though,
yeah.
this is why I love Halliburton.
Yeah.
He plays with so much joy.
You should meet him.
Oh, I
mean,
knew it. Is that what he's like in real life?
They're and his girlfriend Jade. They're the sweetest humans on
Full
the earth.
of joy.
You would
He is like
love Jade.
He looks like he's out there playing
He loves
a
it. It's like a
game of
kid.
pickup with his buddies.
Like a kid.
And I'm like,
He's awesome.
oh, I just love it. Anyway,
Great family. His
all
parents,
that to say,
family's
he
awesome.
got
Yeah,
hurt.
he did.
And
very
I
badly.
was like, no, Halliburton.
Right.
Guess what? They're still out there doing the damn thing.
They
They're
are
not
still
like
playing.
They're not like, hey,
Well, our guy
our
got hurt.
main guy, he's hurt. We're just gonna do whatever. They're out there winning games. So let's go, sirs.
True that.
Okay.
So now we know lots of things about Margaret.
Wait,
That's good. What?
I have a question for you.
Okay,
Back to the
for
topic.
sure.
Back to the topic.
Yeah.
Because I got us off track. That's my
A
fault.
little bit. That's okay. It's
What
part
do
of the
you
deal.
think about, and you might disagree with this, but one of the things that I actually really loved about them coming up and presenting their personal business plan is I don't think they were given prompts to start. I mean, besides the categories.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't like, hey, like this or like this, because it forced them to think and come up
I
with
see what
their
you're saying.
own and
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some like ownership and accountability. Because if you're
Yep.
like, hey, some things that you might have under your personal business plan for how you're going to do this is you're going to get active on LinkedIn and you're going to block off time for cold calling. You're going to, well, then they would just write those things, right?
Potentially.
You know what I mean? You
There's
might.
a balance there. Yeah. So probably in between there, not disagree, but not full on.
Right. That's why I wanted your take
so
on
I
it.
think some people, everyone's on a spectrum on this thing. Everyone's on a spectrum
For
on all things, aren't
everything.
they? I mean,
Yeah,
geez,
yep.
Pete's. So some people need real extreme guidance and thought starters. Some don't need any at all. I don't need any at
true.
all. You put a question there, I can go.
Yeah.
Other people's like, I'm not sure what this means or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So then they
want a
need
little more
samples.
clarity.
So an example we'll do in our
Totally.
tools is we'll say, here's a business plan. Here's one that's filled out, a generic one. Here's what it would look like. Here are some thoughts. Here's what might go in this section.
Okay.
Or it might
okay,
sound
okay.
like this.
Okay.
So all those are around.
That's fair.
See what I mean? They're prompts. I like to
Right.
think of them as prompts or first dominoes. It's we press and that just gets you going.
But then you keep going.
But it is definitely not. And this also is important in whoever's presenting the plan to the team that they contextualize that.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
say things like, when I teach this plan, when I install this tool with our clients, I say, look, here's a sample. Yours doesn't have to look like this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be these things. It can be,
Right.
and it doesn't have to be. You have to say that really strong over and over.
Yeah.
So if you've got some other metric in your business that's personal, you put it in there. Here would be some examples. The other thing I would do, did you guys do like a kind of a input session? So I presented my
Yes.
plan and people are like, what about this? What about that? That's
Totally.
really great.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that's
It was
really
very
great.
collaborative, and it was
awesome.
also like, hey, like let's like very encouraging too.
Yes.
What about this? When they talked about obstacles, we're
Yeah.
like, have you thought about solving it this way?
Yeah.
Like it was
That's brilliant.
great. It was
really
so
glad
great.
you did that. It's cultural lift
Yeah.
too, isn't it?
Big
Everyone
time.
kinda like, whoosh,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Well, and
kinda
it's
weird.
nice because then,
Sorry. Sorry. Not it.
well,
Not it.
I also have to call out
Where's
some.
my manzier when I
Stop.
What?
Oh,
That's funny.
wait, wasn't there like a do they call it a manzier or a bro?
I thought
Remember?
no,
like
I think
from
it's just a
Seinfeld?
manzier. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I
because
thought
they
it was
were
a
like
manzier.
battling back and forth whether it was
That's
a
funny.
manzier or like a bro instead of a bra.
I would go a manzier.
Pretty
That's just
funny.
me.
Pretty
That's
funny.
Really funny.
Okay.
So I think that giving people input on their plans is really important. In all plans, I tell people you really have to dissect what you ask for and how. Example would be, you might ask for $1 million in revenue in the first quarter. And if you got $1 million from one customer, that's a little risky maybe. So you don't. So you might say, I want $1 million in quarter. I'd like that $1 million to be comprised of
Okay.
one deal at or below 500,000, 3 deals at or below 100,000, and then 6 deals at or below 50.
Yeah.
So I have some variability in my funnel. Just whatever. Just
Yeah.
be precise in what you ask for.
I
Does
like
that make sense?
that.
I think that's an important thing to do.
Cool. Well, I would encourage people, and what
me
I'm
too.
taking
Yeah.
away from this too is accountability. So that's one of the things that I think
100%.
we need to
An add-on,
get in
just
there
an add-on,
is
yep.
is add it and like throughout the entire process, not accountability at the end.
No.
Was this accomplished? Like doing it throughout, so you can make sure that we're adjusting at the halftime instead of the fourth quarter.
You got it,
man.
Bravo.
And sports analogies
You're
out
all
the
about
yin
them.
yang.
All about them.
Look at
we
me.
can switch it up if you want to go post intermission,
Hey.
closing act. If you want to put it that way, right?
I
Post
like
intermission,
that.
closing act.
I
You
like
got to
it.
pick up the pace. We're behind, so that's a pacing thing. It's a thing in
you.
acting, right?
Thank you.
Right.
Theater
Are we
references.
gonna stretch. You know what I mean? I love it. So go do what Margaret's team did and have your group present. It's not too late. It's never too late.
No.
I've got a new saying.
What?
I'm not a lot of people quote themselves.
Uh-huh.
On social media,
Yeah.
like you would say, dash Margaret Henning.
I've literally never.
Right.
People do that.
No, people do that. It's just a funny thing to me. People do
Okay.
that.
Are they being serious or are they being silly about it?
The whole thing. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Okay. Go
But
ahead.
here's my new phrase. I'm gonna try it. I got a keynote speech tomorrow night.
Fun.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
It's never too late to start, and it's always too late to wait.
Ooh.
Isn't that nice? It's never too late to start, and it's always too late to wait.
I like it because it's
Isn't that nice?
encouraging.
It is.
But
and
there's
I'm
some
like,
urgency.
you gotta go, dude. You gotta go, right?
Ooh.
So if you haven't done your plan,
Put it on a
Margaret's name
pillow.
today, right? What does that even mean?
I feel like that used to be a thing that people would be like, I don't know, like stitch it on a pillow. So
Is that what it
like,
is? I never heard that.
Okay, never mind.
Is that is that small
Maybe
town?
I made that. I just put it on a pillow.
Maybe it's
Margaret
Fred,
Henny.
Fred Henny. It's a Fred Hennyism. Put it on a pillow, Madge. But I think it's not too late to start, and it's always too late to wait to do your plan. Do what Margaret's team did.
Yeah.
If it's February 8th, do it February 8th. Doesn't matter as long as you do it, right?
Yeah.
And then instill that accountability mechanism into your plan along the way. You'll have a really, really great outcome. Promise.
I love it.
Cool.
Let's go. 2024.
All right.
Let's run.
It's time. Let's go. Cheers. See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
Bye.